Well, hello everybody. We are in an interesting predicament right now. This is about my third or fourth time trying to record this session and getting it to succeed. Dark Souls 3 has been giving me some problems. OBS has been giving me some even bigger problems. So, OBS is on OBS Studio, I should say, because I should specify I'm using the Studio version, is currently on version 0.16, 0.6, something like that. And it had been giving me tons of issues with streaming and recording in general, so I did back up to the previous complete build. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but Dark Souls 3 never registered any saves beyond this point, and in the last session I did decide to divert from the Cathedral of the Deep just for an episode or two, just to get some souls and some new items and try to traverse the Crucifixion Woods. What I did was the Crucifixion Woods bonfire is about that way, and I came around down through here, and now I'm heading through the right side where there's a nice little tower and you can kind of see the wall over here. So just to kind of give you an update, not entirely sure what was going on there. I'm hoping that this recording session does go through, otherwise you'll be hearing me say that this is my fourth time trying to record this session. Interesting, because I already got all of these souls already. Nice to see that they do have that, because one of the big problems with the Souls games, and it's not a problem, but the autosave mechanic, if you interrupt that autosave mechanic by shutting down the game, however you choose to do it. I'm playing on PC, so it would require me to just completely, like, Alt-Tab and X out the game. But I know on console, for Xbox 360, on my Dark Souls 1 LP, I accidentally shut off the console, and it gave me a huge problem. Whoop! Let's get out of there. So this is a Black Knight, and in my last session I tried to talk a little bit about the Black Knights and what they're doing here. The Black Knights have probably a very simple reason for being here, and of course, there we go. So this gives me a chance to talk about the Black Knights. The Black Knights' history goes back to Dark Souls 1. They were actually Silver Knights of Lord Gwyn from Dark Souls 1, our kind of main dude from Dark Souls 1. And they had a number of things happen to them throughout their tenure with Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight. Part of that is when the Witch of Izalith was trying to relight the first flame. And here we are from the Road of Sacrifices. So you can see the path that I got over there. When she tried to relight the first flame using her Lord Soul, figuring, hey, like, this Lord Soul came from the first flame, why don't we just use it to start a new flame? Like, that seems like a really solid idea. It didn't go so well, and it ended up creating a haven for demons, a whole new life form in what would become demons based off the Chaos Flame. Gwyn said to himself, you know what, I should probably get down there and solve this situation before it spills out into the rest of the world. So he brought a retinue of Silver Knights down to Izalith. And unfortunately, he did not succeed in extinguishing the Chaos Flame, but what he did do was manage to hold them back just long enough. Oh man, I'm not doing well right now. He managed to hold them back just long enough where they wouldn't be a problem for the rest of the world. Now, what that means for us is that that's where we get our Black Knights, because when they went to go fight the demon hordes, they were singed by the Chaos Flame. And that's how the Silver Knights became Black Knights. Their armor was just charred black. And you'll see from item descriptions, etc., that the Black Knight armor is actually resistant to fire. Heavily resistant to fire, in fact. Kind of a nice tidbit there. What happened to the Black Knights after that is kind of mysterious. They followed Gwyn to light the first flame when Gwyn decided to light himself on fire. During that process, the fire was so intense that it actually burned their bodies out of the armor, but did not damage the armor themselves. So what happens is now you have roaming bands of armor just walking around without bodies that maybe or maybe not still have the souls of those knights still within them. And we see that in Dark Souls 1, where these armor sets are just kind of wandering around, standing around in odd places where they're not supposed to be. That's because they just happen to get there. There's no particular rhyme or reason for it. They just happen to be there at that particular time when the Chosen Undead gets there. This game, by the sheer fact that we have already seen a Dark Wraith in a very conspicuous spot. Ooh, item back there that I completely missed. Let's go get it. Oh, no, it's just a shiny on top of a head. That's a rock. We've already seen a Dark Wraith, and now we're seeing a Black Knight. We can assume that Lothric, for all the geographic shenanigans that have occurred in this area, is probably Lordran. I believe that is the case. There are a couple of other geographic evidences for that, but we'll get to that later. Here's a nice new shot of the bridge. There's the bridge, I believe, yeah, because there's the tail of the dragon. So the undead settlement is actually up there. There's the high wall of Lothric once again. And we see those flaming towers off in the distance. That's going to be important for us. Not this episode, certainly, but coming up. I really want to take out this Black Knight. I'm going to see if I can try to stab him in the back, as per the note. Nope. Now, he does stagger. Oof. I gotta get that timing down. My timing on these guys is really off. Oh, let's get the backstab. Yes! Got the backstab. Now, this is nice, because then I can charge up this R2. Gotcha. Not bad at all. Sellsword Twin Blades. So if you've been wondering why my armor set have changed, why I'm over here, that's the reason. My recording software was just being a dingus. So we got a couple new items over here. We're going to take a look first at the armor set, the Sellsword set, which is actually really cool. I like the Sellsword set a lot. Metal armor interwoven with coarse cloth, able to endure the hardships of battle and prolonged travel. It is light, considering the build, striking a fine balance between absorption and substance. Really, really cool set. Nice flowing cape off the back. I really want to rock the lower parts of this, because the Sellsword gauntlets are cool too. And just to kind of round it off, we get the Sellsword trousers. If you take a look at their stats, they're alright. Some things are definitely better than them. But they do have a decent, wow, like, not that poise means anything, but I didn't realize the poise was so high on the Sellsword set. Would make sense. And we did get their weapon. The Sellsword Twin Blades, where are you? There we are. Paired scimitars used by certain sellswords. The scimitar's sharp blades make for effective slashing attacks, but fare poorly against metal armor and tough scale-covered hides. With a scimitar in each hand, the wielder can vary their onslaught with unique left-handed attacks when in the proper stance. So, I can't use this weapon properly because I'm not a dex build, but the way they've handled the dual-wield mechanics from Dark Souls 2 is they've just associated it all with just a few set weapons. So if you two-hand the Sellsword Twin Blades, it actually releases another blade into your left hand. Kind of cool. And we got the Farron Coal, which we are going to have to go back to Firelink Shrine to really make use of here. So we're going to do that. The coals in this game are essentially not upgrade, but infusion path unlockers. Different coals will unlock different infusion paths. This one will allow you to infuse heavy, sharp. Oh, and there's one more, but we'll read the item description when we get back to Firelink Shrine. Luckily, this was a short trip to the bonfire. To the bonfire. See you all in a moment. Okay, so let's read that Farron Coal. That'll be under this. Coal used for weapon infusion, long ago, used to forge the great swords of the undead Legion of Farron. Give to the blacksmith in the shrine to allow the use of gems for heavy, sharp, and poison infusion. So this was associated with the undead Legion of Farron, or the Abyss Watchers. They're not really one and the same, but they are of the same ilk. And this will allow us to use heavy, sharp, and poison infusion. Heavy and sharp will make certain strength weapons scale a little bit better with strength. Same thing with sharp, but for dex. And poison should be self-evident. And there is one more thing I wanted to show you, because I did do this actually off camera, so it doesn't really matter too much. But the Firekeeper robe I found in the tower. We're going to take a quick jaunt over there in a sec. But these are robes worn by the guardians of the shrine. The Firekeepers were robbed of light to better serve as vessels for souls. Only those who cherish the writhing, searing darkness were given the Keeper's black attire. There are two things there while I'm giving this to Andre that I want to talk about. Robbed of light. That is a very interesting... Oh, okay, let's let him talk.
This coal is from the Undead Legion, used to forge the weapons of Farron's Abyss Watchers. A fine prize. I'm honored to be endued with it. Now I'll be equipped to infuse special gems. Praise the gods, eh? Time to put this brawn to use.
Great. So now if we want, we can infuse our Executioner's Greatsword, etc., our Claymore with a heavy gem, which, as you can see, increases the strength scaling from D to C. Can we do that with... Beihanda. I don't think we can actually do the... You can only use it with certain weapons, and it looks like the Executioner's Greatsword is not one of those weapons, but the Zweihanda you can, and it increases it from C to B. The Zweihanda I have upgraded to +1. I'm waiting for some more Titanite shards, but that might be a really wise decision since I'm going to be running a mostly strength build. The Zweihanda is probably one of the most popular strength weapons out there. But while we're taking this little field trip, there were two parts of that Firekeeper robe's description that were really interesting to me. The first is that they were robbed of light, which, if we look at our own Firekeeper, she wasn't robbed of light, she was blinded. And that's what they mean by that. It's a metaphor. You can see the wrap around her head. She was blinded. And we'll find out later that she actually does not have eyes at all. That crown around her face there is just decoration for the fact that she does not have any eyes at all. How that makes her a vessel for souls, I'm not entirely certain. I don't need this shield anymore. But that is apparently part of the process for becoming a full-fledged Firekeeper. The second part is accepting the writhing, searing darkness. That's code for humanity. Humanity, as we've discussed from Dark Souls 1, is just the Dark Soul that has been split up almost infinitely to be dispersed amongst the human population, who are us. We are human. Firekeepers in Dark Souls 1, if you killed them or if you found the corpse of a Firekeeper, they gave you a Firekeeper's soul, which, if I'm recalling that soul item, that item description correctly, was basically just an infinite pool of humanity that was just spilling out over itself. That was how the Firekeepers tended to the bonfires that they were tending to. Bonfires in Dark Souls 1 were kept alight by feeding them humanity. That's how it worked. And that's how I assume the Dark Souls 1 Firekeepers kept those bonfires going. So this tower is the base of the bell tower, which we've already seen in previous episodes. And there's a really awkward jump you have to make over here on my right, and then cross over down here. But at the base of the tower, and behind this previously locked door, you find the corpses of every Firekeeper that has been here at Firelink Shrine. You can see they're all wearing the same robes, they're all of a deteriorated state, and they all have their eyes blinded. There's absolutely nothing going on there. And let's see if I can get out my binocs. It's gonna, I don't know if it's gonna take, yeah, it takes away my torch, so I can't see anything. Great. Let's see if I can angle the camera down there. It still looks like a head wrap around their eyes. This is probably the best one to be able to see. Whoop. But you can see it's kind of pus-like, almost as if that is quite literal humanity, or maybe the pus of man that we have been seeing. The pus of man still is a point of mystery for me. those giant beasts that popped out of Udix Gundyr and some of the lesser undead in the High Wall of Lothric. I'm of the assumption that the Pus of Man is just humanity gone wild, similar to how Manus is humanity gone wild in Dark Souls 1. That is my assumption. I have no evidence to back it up. But anyways, so that was that. I have 17,000 souls. I want to upgrade some vitality and endurance if I can. It would certainly make my life a little bit easier going down the road here. And then what we might do is actually continue on with the Crucifixion Woods, but instead of going down that right path again, because that was a dead end essentially through there, we'll go down the center path, and we'll see if we can try to get past the giant crabs. Angel ahead, yeah. Oh, neat little trick. If you're in front of the Firekeeper, and it took me way too long to figure this out, and you do certain emotes in front of her, she'll actually respond. Kind of like the doll from Bloodborne. So, fun for folks that didn't get to experience Bloodborne, but love Dark Souls. Oh, she's cute. All right.
Welcome home, speak thine heart.
Level up.
Very well, then taken.
So we get 2 points. Let's put 1 in endurance and 1 in vigor.
Farewell, Ashen One.
Not a bad haul. And I want to see if I can buy anything of real substance. Not particularly. I don't really particularly need anything. It'd be nice to stock up again on fire bombs because I've only got 18, and I do use them actually quite a bit. Let's see what Grey Rat, because Grey Rat's got better prices overall. You can keep them alive.
Oh, and in
Hey, you see, it's 50 versus whatever it was, 200 over there. Why don't we buy 10? Because we can only carry so many with us. And we've got enough throwing knives here where I feel comfortable with that. I might want to buy this at some point. We've got other weapons that do similar things, though, so we'll save that. And I think we're good. I don't really want to buy too much else.
Goodbye.
Okay. Alright, folks. In the next episode, we will take care of the center of the Crucifixion Woods. See if we can get to the bonfire that leads to Farron Keep, and then we'll try tackling the Cathedral of the Deep again. I am the Orca Theory. I apologize for the video being kind of short today, but it was meaty. So I will see you all in the next video.